Scooby doo 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 doo. Back in the hood, living in the hood, raised in the hood, under the hood, protected from weather.
Like the engine.
But listen, smoke 'em out. Welcome, little rigidy niggas to the just bake channel. Niggas on bikes. You'll learn about it. You are now listening and watching Watermelon versus Pumpkin. Watermelon, the melting of water to a kin of pump. Oh shit, Pumpkin podcast, my niggas. And I'm the nigga with the dirty hat. You know it. It's Young Pastry, man. YU and U and G. Pastry, nigga. Passed in TRY. I don't understand. My hat is coming off, and all you little niggas are looking really scrumptious in your own ways. What? That's not even. Help me. We out here, man.
The hat's been through some stuff, man. The hat's been through 30-something episodes of the Just Bake. The hat's been through 71, but right now we on episode 72.
Ooh, episodes just this
of the Watermelon versus Pumpkin podcast. You see the hat, it's been through the struggle. All my life I had to fight.
Got my Sealy hat cut.
Yeah.
Sealy cap.
And welcome to the Watermelon versus Pumpkin podcast. That's Watermelon vs. Pumpkin on all social media, on everywhere that you could want to find us. We out there. You know what I mean? Wherever you listen to a podcast, we are there as well. Wherever you post your podcast, we are there as well. So we thank you for joining us each and every week. Like we said, man, the schedule is from this point forward, from this point before Wednesday, you get an episode. You know what I mean? It used to be on Wednesday, but nowadays, if we record an episode before Wednesday, why hold it till Wednesday? Because time flies, dreams can come true.
Right,
drop a fucking dookie, yes, you know I got to poo.
Listen,
all right?
You want the input? We got the input, nigga. Put it in.
With the output.
With the output. Listen, there's AV jacks here.
Listen, there's converters.
It's
all right?
converters. Nigga. Split wires. Remember, we used to split the cable. Listen, we used to do some dumb shit like that. We're definitely stealing the neighbor's cable and shit. Nigga. It's just, there was a way you were able to do that. You go on the side of the house and you get a little splitter and just like put it, undo the shit. Get the little split, bloop. You're good to go. So all you need is a splitter, man. Put a splitter in there, unscrew, screw. Now the nigga sharing cable and he's paying for you.
We were out there masturbating to scrambled porn where it might be an elbow, but you know what? In my mind, it's a titty.
Is that an elbow? Is that a crease, nigga? I don't know. Is that the vajay? Yeah, that was the scrambled Playboy where, for those that are old enough to know, Playboy was like, the channels were up there, but it was, you couldn't see it was squiggly, but sometimes it would freeze.
Oh, yeah.
And you can see like a little window of
Sometimes
truth.
it would squiggle correctly.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And you're like, oh, shit. Niggas scrambling for Vaseline and shit.
Having to bust that quick nut.
Yeah, young nigga shit. When I was first probably doing it, and this shit was like, is this supposed to be clear? Isn't it producing yet?
Kids don't understand these days like that. I remember hiding. I remember going out into the woods, into the field next to my house, wrapping porn tapes in saran wrap and burying them in the ground. Do you understand that? Like,
can't nobody find this.
Listen, like, if you're watching this on a YouTube video, every single porn that's ever existed is in my hand right now. It's in a fucking phone. But, bro, this is back in. I remember going and straight up burying the porn tape.
Yeah,
so,
listen,
I
remember
the parental
my
units didn't find them.
shit. Like, oh shit, first fucking porn I ever seen. Me and my brother actually was Devil and Miss Jones.
Devil
and Miss Jones. Should have said something there, nigga. I don't know.
Jones.
And it was one of those really like weird cult classic kind of porns where it's like
Petey Wheatstraw.
Yeah, there was like weird devils going on and like the big fucking hairy bushes and she had like pale makeup on and the dead faces and it's like we're really just trying to see some penetration.
Right.
But everything else is just real dramatic and crazy. You know what I mean? It was like a real cult type shit. That's the only thing I can say, man. But it was an interesting movie.
Crazy shit. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I know that every now and then we show our age, but the young motherfuckers don't understand how good you got it with just having, life is on your phone right there.
Right.
Everything that you need.
Anything that you need and want to know about, it's here, man.
And speaking about that, every now and then, give your phone a nice wipe down. You know what I'm saying? Wash your goddamn phone because you're taking this thing to the toilet. You're doing everything with it. I mean, now you're wiping your butthole and then you're washing your hands. Hopefully, you nasty motherfucker. And then what are you doing? You're just picking up your phone right again.
Grabbing your phone, you're touching the screen. And you're
I'll tell you, though, there's some public bathrooms where, listen, my dick is cleaner than anything in there. So I'm going, I'm pissing, and I'm walking right the fuck out. You know what I'm saying?
I can't even touch the knobs.
Nah, man.
As soon as you wash your hands and you go grab the door, see, that's that little key niggas don't know. See, for y'all out there that don't know these things,
work on your elbows.
right?
Dog.
You wash your hands thoroughly. You get the paper towels. You take the towel with you to the door to open the door, and then you throw the towel from afar when you're in a nasty foul bathroom, especially.
Aladdin and
Jafar. You know what I mean? That's when you go Jordan from. I mean, they Bron now. Bron. I don't. Curry.
Kobe.
You know, but shit we used to scream was Jordan, nigga. That's what we did. We screamed Jordan, which is very weird. Speaking of Jordan, man, not to be a side note, but I've been having a weird thing in my life, man. I'm here. I am 38 years old, man, but I'm having this weird hankering that I've been looking at sneakers lately, man.
Hank,
and that's not even my thilo, man. And it's just I've been really like kind of zoning in on wanting a pair of like Shaq Reebok pumps, man, from the '90s, like in the Penny Hardaways, and like I'm just almost like I've been into like wanting the nostalgic sneakers that I always wanted when I was younger, and never got. So I don't know why I'm trapped in that zone. Like I don't care about some of the new shits, but some of the old niggas I want, like the Grand Hills are only like $80, and I always wanted them as a kid. You know what? I think about to pull the trigger. You know what I mean? $75, $80. Give me the Grand Hills I always wanted as a kid.
Listen, I still want to fuck Carmen Electra, okay? This is fucking. I'm with you.
She's gonna be 85. I don't give a shit. She's gonna be 85. I'll be fucking 70. She'll be 85. It's still going down. You know what I mean?
Still want her.
Paul Abdul, Scat Cat, no. Paul Abdul can still get it.
Now.
I seen pictures of Paula. She still got it.
She's still tight. She just performed. It was funny. She just performed at the Billboard Music Awards, and she did all her hits, and she got into it, and she got too into it because, this is a classic move in like New Jack Swing type music and that R&B, like because she did R&B, but it's a different R&B. You know what I mean? She did R&B like up-tempo R&B. Right. And this is a move that that's been known, because it's the woman kind of dressing a little bit like a man would say, like the pantsuit and the top hat.
Yeah, looking like Boy George.
This is the move where how many times you see it? Like now, the proper form to throw not that we know how to do it, but you've seen the proper form where somebody bowls a bowling ball. You know what I mean? With the leg kicks out to the side.
And the curve is a proper way.
That's what they do, with the dance, but they take off the top hat and fucking lob it to the right. Now, she did this move where, boom, 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 killing the dance move. I'll take the top hat off and toss it to somebody that she thought was looking at her, wasn't looking at her, was Juliana Huff, caught it in the neck piece. You know what I mean? So, she's, like I said, Paula, because, she's got that fucking, she's amped up because when's the last time she performed in front of, boom, boom, takes that, whoom, neck piece. Like, who was it? I don't even remember that dude from, there was some dude from Mortal Kombat 2 where he had the, took off the hat and tossed it. Might have been Liu Kang?
Liu Kang or Kung Lao. Liu Kang, I think it was Liu Kang. Liu Kang wins. That's how I remember this shit. I got to say his name and then the wins. And they said, did that make sense?
Yep.
Liu Kang wins. Yeah, I think that was Liu Kang. He had the big hat.
She came out there.
Or was that Raiden?
No, Raiden was the god of electricity. Yeah, but he did have a funky hat on. But he didn't throw his hat.
I thought he tossed it once in a while, but maybe
he might have.
It was in my mind. But no, there was a nigga that just threw a hat. He was a hat nigga. It was a big sharp shit. You know what I mean? That was actually.
It was Paul Abdul.
It was Paul Abdul. Scat Cat one there.
MC Scat Cat.
Don't you ever disrespect MC Skitty nigga.
Shit is a beautiful thing. But yeah, man, we out here. We recording, and it is May. We got the. It's not raining, but every day seems to be like you wake up and it just rained. You know?
Right.
But we out here. But speaking of last Wednesday, man, I took the trip down to New Jersey, and the group I've been talking about, man, and it's one of those I wish I could buy stock into them because they're blowing up. That group Blackpink I was talking about, man, I drove from Connecticut to New Jersey to see a group that came from South Korea.
Bars.
Shit is out of control. I thought I had a long journey. They had a longer journey.
If they came from the north, we wouldn't have went.
No. They couldn't have come from the north. They would have just been like, no, you can't go anywhere. Yeah. Oh, by the way, you can't do anything.
You can do it. Matter of fact, here's your ration of crackers.
Exactly.
We'll tell you when the shit, huh? How about that?
But I'm telling you, man, there's nothing. I haven't been to a concert in a long ass time because it's funny. Me and my boys joke about it. The last person I saw live in concert was fucking Flo Rida at WrestleMania, and
Flo.
Shout out to him. He's not bad, but it's a different. It's,
right.
I just I've been focusing, and I just haven't been doing anything for enjoyment. So, man, went out to this Blackpink concert. First, I'm telling you, holy shit. you don't realize how many Asian people exist because you don't see them all in one place at one time. You know what I mean? Now,
in an American setting,
yeah,
at least,
in
you
an
know
American
what I mean?
setting.
Yeah, I mean,
you know?
we get an American setting, and you're just like, whoa, there's thousands of Asians around.
Yeah.
Where's the tourist attraction? You know, in your mind, it's really bad to think like that.
Yep.
But that's the only time you see in America when you see big groups of Asian, it's usually for a tourist flow.
Yeah.
So there's no jabs there. It's just these are facts we see here in this country. That's all.
And it's another thing to where this being the first time I've seen this group and the first time that they're playing a tour in America, it's one of those things where I only know them through online. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you only live that life online of watching this group, the music videos and live performances. Then you go there and you're like, holy shit, this is a group, this is a venue that holds 19,000 people and there's at least, 17, 18,000 people here and at least 15,000 are Asian. Like being the, listen, guys, everything's a learning experience. So being the white guy going there,
he's cultured now. He's cultured.
Being the severe minority was interesting. You know what I mean? Didn't feel uncomfortable or anything like that. It was just,
Well, the Asians are very, very, very shy, culture.
Yeah.
They're very quiet. So, they would never, I don't think they would ever really make you feel uncomfortable.
No.
Even when they outnumbered you. Like, you niggas is just, I feel like I could take you all.
It was just
cool.
it was one of those interesting situations where you usually just, as myself going into a situation, usually not the severe minority. You know what I mean? Of course, there's plenty. I'm the minority at my fucking job every day, but still, like going where you're a severe minority was interesting.
Thousands
and
compared to
yeah.
Whoa. Like, it's like walking in, like you just walked in an African village. Like,
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be some looks.
Yeah, that was it.
It was like, who is this nigga? And they might even touch his skin because they've never seen a pale skin nigga.
Right?
Is he real?
Can I touch his face?
Can I touch his face? Is he a monster? Is it a goddamn? It's a chupacabra.
Right?
He came from Puerto Rico, made his way to Zunganda, nigga. Zimbabwe, here we come.
But I'm telling you, they put on like a 2-hour show,
Bars.
just them, no opener, which I was very psyched about
You came
because
to pay to see who you want to see. You got to see him right off the rip. That's dope.
Yeah, man, 2-hour show. They had a full backing band, like 5 huge LED screens that interacted with the show, with the music, all that. Fire dog. No, you want to talk about fire dog? Dog, I'm telling you, fire with along to the beats of the music. You got flames flying out. You got confetti. You got streamers. You got fireworks. Yeah, dog, it's a show.
Lollipops and backflips.
It's a show.
Lollipops and backflips, nigga.
You know what I mean?
Shit was sweet.
It's not a rapper standing on stage holding his nuts. It's not a rock group standing on stage barely caring about what's happening.
Right.
They put on a goddamn show.
They put it on. Entertain the people for 2 hours, y'all.
Yeah.
That's a lot of material. Or they stretch it out, too, with a lot of – it's entertaining. At the end of the day, if they entertain you for 2 hours, because you could put a motherfucker on stage and just do 2 hours worth of songs, but if he's not really entertaining, unless you're a really big fan of that, you might not be interested.
Exactly. But no, it was a nice – they started off with, like, their biggest songs, and then – they could go into a couple of solo performances. They did a couple of, every night.
Right.
They brought out the piano, did the slow songs, a couple of dance breaks. Shit was
now there's 4 members of the group.
4 members of the group. Now listen here,
all girls.
The backs are long, meaning that they all have butts, but they have added up all 4 of them. It'd probably equal 1 butt. So the backs are
1
long,
butt, 2
but
butt, 3 butt, 4.
Adds up to 1 butt. We need 3 more. But it's interesting thing too, like how Fox News and other news channels like finally found out, oh my God, we can get attractive people to do this. Like stupid attractive, you know what I mean?
Right.
And talented, which is like, oh my God, it doesn't make sense.
Now, what's interesting, I know you told me, you said, I don't know if it's there in Korea, but somewhere in Asia you said they have like academies for how to be a superstar academy type shit?
It's basically training centers, you know what I mean?
Training
Stuff like
centers.
that. Agencies are what they're called. And like some of these girls, they literally train for 10 fucking years on how to sing, how to dance, how to interview, how to do all that stuff.
How to be a pop star.
Yeah, and then they'll put them together. And it's not like, me and you have been making music together for 10 years. We're going to go and do. No, it's like you've signed up. We think you 4 will go together. But like in Blackpink, there's 4 girls. They didn't grow up together. They don't know. You know what I mean? Like obviously now they're obviously close because they're fucking stupid money and stupid millionaires, I'm sure, out the door. But it's not like hey, we grew up, we know each other. It's a like I've described it before as like they hacked the system where like they watched everything and were like, oh, this is how you do it, and we can do it masterfully. You know? Right,
and that's what they do. Yeah, when you look at it, man, it's like, this train thing you guys came up with. Let me see what that's about.
Yep.
Oh, we're gonna take that technology. We like that, but we're gonna do a couple things and make a super fucking fast train, fastest in the world. And we have yet to come up with a fast train that can, to match that. And we came up with the shit.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, we started the shit, and they took it and made it better, faster,
started
quicker.
This train shit.
You know what I mean? It's like, damn. They just like that, man. I remember I worked with my man, Fiscal Cliff. I'm gonna throw him out there. My man, the big red dog. He was telling me he worked when he was on his career-wise. He's retired now, but for a printing place, and they had this, at the time, this was in the 80s, they had the state-of-the-art, like, it's when printing was big, before the internet, all that good shit. People had black and white. You needed to get that print out. So he said they had this big, brand-new print machine that nobody had, and, a lot of people would come in and see it. And he said that, these guys from, I think, Japan or something, or, from Asia, they came over, and all they did, he said they came, and they just stood around like this. They couldn't get too close to it, so they couldn't really observe it. Oh, yeah. This is my man right there. They couldn't really observe it. They just took pictures. Took pictures, every angle, pictures. Fuck, he said they went back home and fucking mastered it.
Oh,
and made a fucking print machine that printed it even fucking faster. Just from pictures. You know what I mean? So it was like, holy shit, man. Like, these guys are just masters of really, of analyzing and breaking shit down and duplicating.
Remix.
Yeah, remix, duplicating and advancing in their own way.
No, but I'll tell you one thing that I've learned from it and tried to implement into my own life is the focus and dedication and discipline. That's one thing I've been trying to, like, from learning about some of this Asian culture and some of this shit is just how dedicated and how kind of that no excuses vibe of like, no, we're just do there is no try. You know what I mean? There's only do. It's one of those like
just do.
Yeah, man.
They don't fucking. It's funny because I seen a little bit one time on a Asian comedian, and he was on like Jimmy Kimmel or something like that, and he gave him a little spit, and he was like, no, he goes, you need us. He goes, you need us Asians. He goes, we are simple. How it works. Fix it. You want to know how to fix your problems here? You need a Chinese president. That was his thing. He said, you need an Asian president here. He goes, we don't care about all that. Make it work. He goes, whites, blacks, we don't like you equally. We don't like anybody. He goes, we're not racist. We just try to figure out what the problem is and find an answer. We fix problems. He said that's what we do.
That's true.
Oh man, but I was cracking up and I was like, damn, it's like, they see something and they want, okay, fix, make right, okay, good. It's like, oh man, he said, we don't do this whole thing. We duke it out, in their parliament, they throw punches. Oh man, it's insane.
Man, I appreciate it. It's a nice and that's the other thing how we were talking a little bit earlier off mic is it's opened my eyes to like how big the world is because the world becomes small because of our cell phones because we can just do everything on our phones.
Right.
You're not
getting out there. You bring the world to you.
It makes you realize like this group Blackpink, like I was saying, I found out about them because of just like a suggestion on YouTube. Clicked on the video, was like, "Whoa, this shit is dope." It's R&B, it's rap, it's a whole bunch of stuff I like. And the thing where I got like fed up with rap is just the repetitive lyrics. And with this stuff, like 90% of the lyrics I don't understand. Right. So like it's okay. It's the best part for me because I'm like, listen, I like the flow of how you're saying it, but I don't understand what you're saying, so that's fine with me.
Right.
You know?
But and that pretty much sums up reggae.
Yeah, exactly.
and reggaeton. You know what I mean? It's like the only thing with reggaeton to me, even reggae, but not more. With reggae, you can get all different kinds of flavors of the beat, and reggae can go to it. I think reggaeton is always a similar rhythmic pattern that just has.
Yep.
And that just made me, and I was thinking about that the other day. I said, you know what? It's just certain rhythmic patterns that just belong to certain genres, and then that's why I kind of like when I hear like the trap shit now. Yeah. It's like that's a certain rhythmic pattern that this, but the only thing is it's so hard and alive that it's going to oversaturate it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But it is a lane. It's a lane. If you want that rhythmic pattern, you go for trap. You don't want to hear lyrics. And that's why I don't get too crazy on it is because that's just not something for me if that's what it is. Yeah. You know what I mean? But there's people that are really into that shit, just like people that are into dubstep or, they're into that trap movement and sound. So repetitive, head nod, snap. The motherfuckers are gonna have neck problems when they're neck and vision problems. That's what I got for the youth right now. Vision problems with the staring at the fucking phones.
Yo,
those
were
like
neck
6.
problems from staring at the phone as well, dog.
Yeah.
That
shit.
Yeah,
from 6 years. I mean,
got that text neck.
Right. You got the text neck. But it's true because now they're giving their kids phones and shit at like 5 years old, man. Like you plant these things on them, you give them to them at a young age. And they're going, man. And it's like,
Yep.
and they got these things with these screens for a reason, man. And you bury yourself in it. I try
Yeah.
to step away sometimes, man, because
I know what you mean.
They get vision. I mean, you stare at them for a while, and it's like, okay, this is the shit that people get that do computer work. And you know what I mean? And
carpal.
Right. And they're fucking computerized.
Well, even like I'll tell you, like on Black Friday, and I bought one of the tablets. It's Amazon Kindle Fire something. I don't know what it was, but it was on sale for $50, so I picked it up, man. It was a great price. And looking in the reviews and shit like that, and you see people talking about, yeah, it's $50, so I bought 4 of them, you know what I mean? Throw them to the kids in the back during road trip and all that. And that's what it is now. Like, I don't know if there's a good or bad thing about it, but I remember, taking road trips back in the day with the parents and shit like that, and you're staring out the window and you're just bored and shit like that. But I don't know if the constant stimulus is good. You know what I mean? I feel like kids never get to fucking rest these days.
And it's true, man. And somebody has said it the best. He said when you bury so deep, I think it was Simon Sinek. I like him. He's one of a motivational speaker or whatever. But he was like that. When you bury so deep, you don't take the time. Like what happens now, the kids or people that are really infatuated and dove in, you don't take time to kind of soak in what's around you.
Yep.
He goes, that's where your ideas come from a lot of times. You might be just sitting there in a room and look, you're just taking in what's around you. Damn, how does that work? I wonder how that works. I bet you, something will inspire you. Now, some would say, well, that you can get inspiration online from something, which is a thing. If you're trying to
oh, definitely.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you get inspired by something and you want to do it. It gives more avenues for you to learn more of the things that you might be into. So I do like that part. But I think when you don't take in moments, I think we don't take in moments enough, man.
I'll even say at the Blackpink concert, like I took like 4 videos, you know, but there was literally the dude right next to me recorded the entire concert. And I was like, do that if that's what you want to do.
Right.
But I also just watched most of it. You know what I mean? And that was like the most enjoyable thing for me is to just, hey, let me experience this. And, of course, you're going to take pictures and stuff like that.
You want to take a picture to remember it. But, it's almost like people, you got to have it live and everything.
Because also, I didn't go to the show to show other people I was at the show. Right. You know what I mean? I went to the show because I wanted to see the fucking show.
Right.
And like I said, this is a group that's coming over from South Korea. No matter how big they get, you're like, how often are you really going to be playing in the U.S.?
I know, and it doesn't really. They're not selling out like that here. But obviously they did, because the Asian community is like, no, we out here, and we want them here, and we're gonna show you, we're gonna support this shit.
But it's one of those things where here they'll play like Prudential Center in New Jersey is 19,000 people. Overseas, it's like, they're playing for like 120,000.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
big,
here it's cool.
in arenas and shit.
Yeah, but like we've talked about on previous episodes, America seems to be the goal for many people,
Right.
And there was rumors of like Blackpink is going to work with Pharrell on some new stuff and shit like that.
But
so
we
they
did
could definitely break in here.
Right. We definitely started that pop culture shit here, and then that pop culture brings big money, man. So,
dude, because I'm telling you, even in some of the other groups that I've been listening to, because I'll listen to like K-pop is amazing for running, like because I run after work every day, and that's some like. It's perfect for running. Like the beats are the tempos are usually more up tempo, between like 100 and 120 beats, and it's like perfect for running. So I'll put it on like a radio station or Discover on Spotify to find different stuff, and it's cool to see like they're in like 90s for a good amount of their music. Like a lot of it is the late 80s, early 90s. Like some of it's like New Jack Swing type.
Right. Okay,
shit
they captured this one. Sorry.
I know.
Sorry, we're in a car,
folks.
folks.
One day, I know, for the people that are listening, we're in a car, but one day we are going to just pick up the GoPro and turn around and be like, see them? They just got fucking killed.
Right.
Because where we are is like Dead Man's Curve over here.
Right, yeah.
And it almost goes down constantly.
sorry for that squirrel moment, folks. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I'm not sure where I was at, but regardless, like I said, saw the Blackpink concert. It was amazing. Then back to the other point I was making, though, it made me realize like the bigger things happen in the world to where just shit that we don't think about. Like we have celebrities in America, but you don't think to where it's like, no, every other country also has their celebrities and famous people, and it was just a cool thing to find new culture and things like that. But how you were talking about the internet?
Right.
Yes, man. I love the learning part of the internet because that's what I've been trying to get into more lately.
I think that most of the youth now, they don't really capitalize on some of that part of it. It's just more of a social media thing for that.
Yep.
age, and that's fine. That's what they're into, and I feel like if we were teenagers and young, we'd be doing the same shit. You know what I mean? It's
agree.
like we'd be totally wrapped in this whole scene. It'd be all about this phones, and because it was all about something when we were younger. You know what I mean? It was all about the pagers. You know what I mean? And whoever had that, you were kind of had a social status, and if you had the new sneakers, your status was a certain way. So everybody's trying to clout. Clout chasers. Trying to have a certain status, man, especially like for young teenagers and shit like that.
Yeah,
you know,
they're just doing the thing that's
doing
popular now.
Right, what's in their realm of But it's just being that we've seen it before and see it now, so you're able to do that. Like in this generation now, they're gonna see shit they do, and then when they're our age, they're gonna bitch about shit. Remember when we used to have fucking PlayStation 4? You know what I mean? Remember when we used to have remember Instagram, yo? Or maybe remember Snapchat. One of them that might die off. I don't know.
Yeah.
Somebody just gets because somebody new comes along, Like I don't know if Facebook will ever become fucking what was this one? MySpace, but
I don't know. It might because like I can't speak because like I said I'm only on to literally like promote this show because you have to have a personal page to have the show pages,
which is stupid.
So I literally only go on to do that, so I don't know the happenings, but what I do see and have heard is that it's kind of moved up an age bracket. So like my father is on Facebook all day, every day.
Right.
My mom's on Facebook all day, every day.
And I think it's the elder man. It's like my mother and did you see that? So I'm not on it all the time. Yeah, I got some things I'm trying to promote and stuff, but I'm not up there. I mean, shit. I mean, my promotion shit ain't even there all the time. But it's not. I'm not up there on Facebook, especially with the drama, man. I'm not with the drama shit, man.
No.
It's tough because you got to really kind of dive into the social media world to really kind of get a pulse on what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll be honest, like I'll go on like a social media and I'll start scrolling a little bit. After a couple minutes, man, I stop. You know what I mean? And there's some people that will scroll for a long, 2 hours, 2 hours is just on one social media platform for like hours.
Yeah.
And that's well and good, but I don't know. For me personally, I don't always do it,
I think we were just above the generation that like escaped it, kind of like that Indiana Jones shit, where like we just rolled out the door and grabbed the hat. You know what I'm saying? So where it's like we're just on the cusp because even I look it up. I was born in 1983, and they're talking about millennials or like 1981 to what, and I'm like, no.
Right, I know. That's not
no.
the millennials to me. I don't know if they're just talking about the electronic era because that's kind of us.
Yeah.
Like we were born in the electronic era. You know what I mean? Like all those video games and shit that came and electronic music. That's all 80s, man. Everything now was just we were at the beginning. We were babies of that shit. You know, and then we kind of in the 90s came and things got hard.
Oh yeah, but it's cool to like tell my nieces where I was like, I was alive before the internet, and I would be like,
that's a thing to say now.
I don't understand it because you can't. Because if you weren't alive before it, you can't think about what it was before it existed. You know,
right? What was a 10-cent loaf of bread? I don't know. I wasn't around.
Right?
You know what I mean? When gas was fucking a quarter. I don't know.
When our parents talk about a lid of marijuana, you know what I'm saying? No, we used to buy a lid for $20.
This much, $20, four-finger lid. I'm like, what?
And like, first off,
they're like, it came
this is not a Pringles can, so we're not talking about no fucking lid, all right?
His mother used to come in Nilla envelopes. Used to get weed in envelopes. This is great.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always going to be that you're going to reminisce and say what things used to be. I'm interested in, hopefully I'm around 40 years from now. And just to see how things change, either gonna hate it or really enjoy some things, I think for
and
the
I believe it was J.C. on Taylor, the game that said, "Hate it or love it, dog. The game's on." Okay.
But I think that for us, our generation of being an elderly when we're elder, 70, anybody now that's in their mid 30s, 40s, that when we reach 30, 40 years from now, 70, 80 years old, they're gonna have a lot of shit to help out the elderly. You know what I mean? Like all kinds of robots and shit.
Dude,
or
I'm
whatever,
trying to get a 3D printed stomach. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get a 3D printed heart.
You know what I mean? Like, like that shit is promised. When you think about that kind of stuff and technology, it's promised for the elderly to kind of they're going to come up with better ways to make you more comfortable living, especially for people that can't do for themselves at a certain age. When your kids just dump you in a fucking retirement home, because, listen, that's one of my other jobs I work at. I see that's my part-time flow. I see it. And there's people that are fucking 90-something years old. They don't have people come seeing them, man.
Mm-hmm.
70, 80, their kids dump them there, and they go on with their lives, man.
Yep.
And it's
man, I see it with my grandmother lives in the basement of my mom's house. Finished basement. We don't have her fucking shackled in the fucking. But I see it with her because she has no interaction.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like you see people decline quicker because there's no.
You just no stimulation of anything. You're just kind of withering everybody you knew and everybody. You know, it's like you're down to like a bare minimum, and it wears on people, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if people are saying they love it, but I'm pretty sure I see it as like some people are like, it's sad, man. It's like, damn. And then you get to some people, like I met a guy who was 110 years old. Bro, I lived. I'm like, there's nobody around.
Yeah.
At that point, it's like I'm pretty sure you outlived everybody you knew. Your kids even your kids probably are dying at 80. You know what I mean? Like if you got kids, they're probably in their 70s, 80s, and probably kicked the bucket already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This guy's 110 years old and he's fucking marching around like eating bacon.
That's
wild.
wild.
Sometimes it's just genetics, man. It's like you can, this will kill you. You know, you got people that are in their 90s that have been smoking for 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
They're in their 90s. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
it's just how it works. Like
it is. It's you luck of the draw if you don't get cancer. You know what I mean?
Bucket of draw.
You know, or is there something to it? Maybe we should die and spread these niggas open.
Hey, and if you know, hit us up 203-594-6977. That is the hotline. You can call or text, man, if you want to join in the conversation. If you want to comment on the conversation, let us know what's what. Also, man, another thing real quick right here, man, is this GBI Clothing, gbiclothing.com. That is where you can get all the Watermelon versus Pumpkin merchandise. You get the little mattress merchandise. You get everything that will help support the show and pay the, small internet bills for us uploading this thing every week.
You know what I mean? Pop it in your put this on your radios, you know, put it on your car radio, put it in your headphones, you know. In fact, put it in your AirPods. Segue. We gonna talk about AirPods real quick. Y'all know about AirPods, the Apple product, you know, headphones. I think they're
rumor is they're resilient.
They've been known to go through some shit. Hello, work with me. So the AirPods are Apple product, and I've never tried one on, but just looking at them, they look like I'd lose that in a second.
I don't have them. I would never buy them, and I've already lost them.
Yeah. They're fucking tiny little and you just stick them on your ear, and they just perch there, which, you know, that's not a good look. Those, you look around, you shrug a shoulder, you're going to lose them.
Yep.
Well, this young Chinese fella, he fell asleep with them. From the story I was reading, he fell asleep with these AirPods, and somehow he woke up. He couldn't find one. He had one. He's like, where the fuck is it? You know, and there's a way to hit a locator on him. So the locator's saying, it's in your room. So now these things are tiny. You're talking about millimeters here. So now he's like, fuck, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And he hits the little tracking thing, so he hears the beep. He's hearing it. What the fuck? Nigga perched down, ear to chest. Nigga, it's in his stomach.
Ooh.
Somehow, the nigga swallowed. I'm still trying to figure out how do you swallow while you're sleeping.
Like a sleepwalking hooker, he swallowed in his sleep. Who knows?
So he swallows this AirPod, so immediately goes to the hospital, and they tell him, well, it's about to pass. It's in your digestive system there. We see it. Take some laxative, nigga. Get that out.
You got to poop it out.
So he took it, pooped it out, cleaned it, wiped it down, cleaned it, let it dry, and they work just as good as new.
Man.
Good as new. So I don't know if Apple's listening to the story from this man, but maybe they should put their shit involved there, you know?
Hire this man to do an ad for you. Come on, man.
It sounds like a straight, like, Comedy Central SNL skit, some kind of skit.
Yeah.
That is just like, you can shit out. These are so resilient. You can shit them out. You can swallow them and poop it out and be just fine. It's like, that is insane, but it works.
That's awesome, man.
The nigga shit out an AirPod. Just... I mean, but my whole thing is when I looked at it, I was just like, yeah, but shit and little crevices on an AirPod. I don't know if you're gonna get all that.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be fully clean ever again.
Yeah, there's a dry morsel in there. I'm sure there's a dry morsel in because they got the little holes that come through for your ear to hair.
Yeah,
obviously, there's little holes that for your airwaves.
Yeah,
there's shit buried in there.
You know what I mean?
I don't care if you're
because
toothpick the bitch.
In any little ear pod, if you look at it, there's that mesh. You know what I'm saying?
That mesh is catching.
Yeah.
That's a shit catcher in this case.
Man, because you could get some earwax in that mesh and never get it out. Never mind the Duke.
So I'm hoping that his story was like, hey, it still works. I'm throwing it away. Yeah, no, but it still works.
Yeah, cool. It still works. Hey, Apple, can I get some new ones?
Right. Yeah. Look what I promoted your fucking durability. So they should bless him.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Not for nothing. He's showing the fucking durability. Get that man some free ones, man. Give him the new version.
Yeah, and it's some good promo that because obviously his story went semi-viral with people picking it up. Believe me, because we're not searching fucking shitty AirPod to think about things to talk about here.
It's a story that came across my face, and I need to share with y'all niggas because if you know about these niggas, you know about them. You might know this man. I'm not gonna say his name.
True. Now, there's another situation here that I thought was amazing with, the Avengers are out. And Spider-Man is part of the Avengers.
Spider-Man.
So now check this out here with in Brazil, there was a 15-year-old kid, who, man, if you're at 15 trying to change the world, shout out to you because that's where this kid is at right now.
Niggas don't even change their room at 15.
He's 15 years old and he's trying to change the goddamn world for the better. So now this 15-year-old kid from Brazil, he posed online as a 14-year-old girl, okay?
His age.
Yeah. Now, he posed as a 14-year-old girl and talked to older men. So lured one of them to a park near his house. Now, here's where it gets beautiful here because Cameron used to do this, too. Like, he had a couple videos but I think he would just, shit on him and, what the fuck you doing, all that. This kid here from Brazil lures one to a park near his house, dresses up like Spider-Man, and goes and beats the shit out of him Spider-Man style. Yo,
I can't do anything but envision like this nigga was sitting there looking at his time, waiting for this guy to show up as he's perched on something high, with the whole Spider-Man pose.
With that squat, spider squat.
The spider squat. He's on top of something high, spider squat, sitting there, and it's this old-ass man come around the corner, and the nigga just propels and beats the shit out of this motherfucker.
Yo, because this weird pedophile motherfucker walked up there semi-hard.
Yeah,
just
he did. Where's she at? Rebecca.
He had that little adrenaline going of like, oh man, I'm gonna get with this little girl.
I'm gonna get this
all
thing
that. And
I've been waiting for.
Peter Parker comes out, thwip, spider fucks your ass up.
I mean,
and now you in Brazil, and you just got to tell the police that you got fucked up by Spider-Man.
Oh God, did he turn him in? That's the whole thing. I didn't know if he turned him in. That'd have been great. Beat his ass and then dragged him down.
Right?
I got one for you, and here's the proof.
Tied his arms behind his back with the webbing.
Hog tied it with some fucking webbing.
With the webbing.
And then brought him to the precinct with the transcripts of the fucking the conversation they had.
Right?
Oh man, vigilantes are out there, man. I mean, what would have been fucked up about the story if the nigga did it and the guy who showed up had a gun.
Right?
And just pop Spider-Man. Man who dressed up like Spider-Man gets killed trying to be a vigilante.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Let's and these guys deserve to get fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
And I totally get that. But maybe we should help them out too. Like maybe you should get them niggas some counseling because there's a fucking problem there.
Yeah.
There's something really deeply wrong with those fucking guys' minds to be like that. Killing them, beating them down. Yeah, that could get the job done.
That's a start. That's a start.
That's to get the job done. Because listen, you talking about my kid, that's all I'm gonna want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna want that nigga dead or fucked up, and that's it. You know what I mean? There's no other way about it. But if there's obviously there's something with it. There's a following
deeper there.
There's a deep following of people that, and then you have the ones that were abused, and that's why they kind of relayed that and keep doing it. And then you got ones that aren't, and then there's something there in their mind that really has them in that zone, man, of being that person without having a conscience. There's something there without having a conscience of fucking knowing that touching a little kid is wrong.
Yeah,
like there's something that disconnects them from that. Like how do you not know that? You know what I mean? That's how a normal person and a normal-minded thinking person, in my opinion, would see these things. Like,
I agree.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, how do you not see that as a wrong thing? So there's something wrong there, man. Killing them is my first reaction. Let's help them out.
True. So listen, if you know how to help any pedophiles out, hit us up, 203-594-6977. Give us your ideas because I'm with you on that. I think because there's only so much talking that you can do before violence has to happen. Because, not going to have a kid, can't even have a kid, but think about raising a kid where if you told your kid, hey, don't eat that ice cream, and they ate that ice cream.
Right.
Then you said, don't eat that ice cream, and they ate that ice cream. Like, eventually, if you, like some people, violence has to,
Right. At some point, you're going to get the point by me smacking the hell out of you. Get it now? All right, I won't do that again. Because you knew there's certain things you didn't do again.
And especially when you're young, that can, like, formulate everything for you.
Right.
Like, I know I'm not supposed to do that. You learn not to touch the stove because...
Right. I think it's just nature. We're all nature. We're animals at the end of the day, man. And any animal,
nature versus nurture.
It's like, we have reasoning, which sets us apart from a lot of other species. But at the end of the day, we all get down to the nitty-gritty. It's like, all right, we're just going to dump it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anything always, it's like, when people say I laugh when people say violence never solved anything. Well, it kind of did.
Ooh, yeah.
There's a lot of wars that were ended. It stopped Hitler. You had to the only way to get rid of a man like that is violence. You know what I mean?
It's a great idea to believe that you can talk everything
right.
out. But there are some people that you can't talk everything out with. Like I remember when we put on a show downtown one day, and some drunk kid tried to bust in and was like, "No, I'm not able to be here." And my boy fucked him up.
Right.
And I remember the promoter the next day was like, "Well, did you guys try talking to him and trying to explain like?" This dude is blackout drunk.
Right. There's no talking to anybody like that.
Listen, and it started with a small amount of that. Yeah, we got into it. There was a conversation that turned to violence, and that's how it. Not everything can be solved. With milk and cookies and rainbows and butterflies.
Right. It's like I love it, and and I fuck with you liberals, and you know what I mean, because I like a lot of the ideas. But some shit you just like you said, you can't just talk it out, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to sock a motherfucker in the face to get your point across.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just how it works, man. And it's unfortunate. Like I have a guilty pleasure with watching fucking street fight compilations. You know what I mean? It's just a certain draw to violence we have sometimes as humans, man. And it's fucked up, but it solves things sometimes. You got to get it off.
Yeah.
It's fucked up, but sorry, guys. And you can talk to the right wing. It's like, guys, you don't have to fucking shove violence all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I don't know, let's just fuck them up. Bomb them, fuck them up. Like, yo, maybe we should try to figure something out first. No, we don't need that. Those guys are the ones that, too, you know what I mean? It's like, they don't want to talk, they just want to fuck shit up.
Yep.
Dictators, you know what I mean? Showing fucking.
The taters.
The taters. Tater dud. You know what I mean? So, get your shit together out there, man.
Word life. And speaking of people being sensitive, Pete Davidson.
Petey Wheatstraw.
Petey Wheatstraw Davidson. Looking very heroin chic these days.
Petey Wheatstraw.
Looking very strung out. Listen, you want to talk about bags under the eyes? This gentleman can take a couple trips. You know what I mean? He's packed. All right? He's packed. Like, between him and Vince Vaughn, there is a war going on for like, oh, you think you got bags? You think you got bags? No, I got bags. I stay with bags. One of the gentlemen from the Loonies back in the day said, I take sex to the face whenever I can. Now, but
no pause came out then back then.
Pete Davidson with, like I said, man, he's looking like he's been through some shit, and he has been through some shit in his life. His dad died in 9/11. He's been the rebound for a couple of women, but listen, I got no sympathy for a man that is
making
fucking up.
names.
But even to go to the. Like I said, man, I'm still on. If you think Ariana Grande is hot, I think there's a little bit of that.
That just segues from the other one.
Yeah.
Affiliate, maybe.
Like that's a little girl, dude. I don't give a fuck if she's 25, 20. I don't care that.
She's
Ariana
pretty,
a little girl.
but when you look at her body frame, it's almost like her head was put almost like she's a tall dwarf. Almost slash young, I mean, her body didn't. It's like it almost looks like her body didn't develop yet. Pretty face, but she never developed. She's like the pretty young girl, that's going to be pretty when she's older. You know what I mean? Like, oh, she's going to be a beautiful woman. You could tell she's a pretty young lady. But it's like, no, she didn't get there yet, and she's already a grown woman.
Tall dwarf.
He's a tall dwarf. You didn't go on, or no? You just stay right there, incubator. Okay.
So speaking, and this is cool because we actually have some local news because as we have stated before, we are from Connecticut. And hey, if you're from Connecticut, hit us up, 203-594-6977. But we have a comedy club that's relatively recently opened here in Bridgeport called
they get some names in it now. I want to check them out. Yeah, actually.
Called the Stress Factory. And Pete Davidson was scheduled to perform there a few days ago. And he had set up a couple of ground rules and things like that he told the club manager to I don't know if he necessarily told the club manager to relay it to the audience, but I know he had the agreement with the club manager of like, hey, Pete Davidson, if anybody yells anything out about Ariana Grande or Kate Beckinsale, they're going to be disturbing the show, so please just kick them out. And so I guess that the guy that owns the club or runs the club, he got up before and did his 5-minute comedy set and introduced them and explained that to the crowd. And now you said, did you watch the guy do the?
I watched the guy afterward. When I turned it on, I caught like the end of the with Pete Davidson finishing off because there was a screen that was up in the club, and it was a screen that Pete Davidson came out and gave his sat down speech explaining and apologizing to the people, and and they're fucking booing him. I mean, they're throwing shit at
that
the
was
screen.
after it happened though. But what I'm talking about is the gentleman that owns / runs the club. He said to the crowd the whole
Right, well,
hey, don't say anything
Right,
about.
it was a comment he made. From what he said, he said his security. He said Pete Davidson's security personnel had said something to him, and he just related what his security personnel told him on the stage. And then Pete Davidson got all fucked up about it. He said that's what he was like. You should check your fucking people. Then they shouldn't be telling me shit to say.
I think there was a miscommunication because I'm assuming Pete Davidson didn't want it said on stage. I think it was one of those, he wanted it where still you're famous, you're a bitch, calm down,
Right.
But I think he didn't want it blasted out on stage of like, hey, don't let anybody talk about my ex-girlfriends or you got to kick them out. I think he just wanted it to be like a behind the stage, but like, hey,
just don't
let
ask me
your
about the
security know if somebody yells it out, you got to kick them out.
Right,
You
no
know,
hecklers. But it's like, I mean, are we really? Do comedians really do that? Do they target like, if there's hecklers, get them out of here? I mean, they're supposed to be
if
ready
it's
for
somebody ruining the show,
Right,
then
that's
yes,
different,
but
right.
yeah,
A comment or two or
and
something.
and to be a comedian, and that's like it's just moved so far into like how are you that much of a bitch to where like you're a comedian,
that.
dude,
Right.
and
You got to
you're
master
like,
your shutdown. You got to master that witty fucking comeback on motherfuckers, man.
it doesn't even need to be witty at that point. It's like, yeah, I fucked supermodels, bro.
Right.
Like, what are you doing? You know, like
You're here paying $50 to see me. Thanks.
yeah.
Talk about shit.
So, but I guess there must have been some type of miscommunication there because the guy, I think he was supposed to know it, but wasn't supposed to say it to the audience.
Type of deal, right.
Because it does make Pete Davidson look like a bitch, which,
Right.
but if that is your
Because he
fucking
probably
whole
came out
thing,
and said, hey, guys, listen, so we're not going to heckle him about Ariana Grande. And it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, really, bro? You fucking said that shit? It makes me look stupid. Well, that's how you feel.
Yeah.
You don't want people to know the truth?
but then also, in my opinion, Pete was looking to get out of the show because the dude never got off stage. He said that thing. Then Pete Davidson records on his phone, yeah, man, I'm not doing the show, blah, blah, blah. He wasn't supposed to say that on stage. No one's going to talk about my exes. And so before you even get off stage, then you could play that on the screen of like, all right, now this dude canceled the show because we told you guys.
Right.
Like, it's... You're too, like, you can't be a comedian and be that fucking sensitive.
You can't. And then he's like telling the people, everybody's accounted for the tickets, and and he's gonna give them a free show for the next one, and wherever it is, they're like, fuck you.
Yeah,
We're
like,
gonna travel
here
like,
right now.
Right,
to
we're
see
here
this.
now. I live in Connecticut. It's local for me.
Yeah,
You're gonna give me free tickets to what, Jersey? I gotta go to fucking Jersey to see you. Get outta
exactly.
here. I'm spending more money.
Nah, he's like a complete bitch for that.
Right.
Listen, I understand that might be something you don't want to talk about, but you're a celebrity. Like
there's no fucking guidelines to your personal life, man. There's no boundaries. Like once you're a celebrity, you dictate the narrative of how the fuck your personal life plays into the shit.
Yep.
The more you don't talk, the more you don't put out there, the more you don't like. To be honest, like I don't even know who Kevin Hart's wife is. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't really have her out there like that. I mean, I've seen her before, and like now his videos and stuff where he puts a little bit where she's in the background and shit. But you don't really see like certain people. You don't see like their shit all out there.
Yep.
People are, even though like Beyonce and Jay are like at a very big high level, they don't really have too much of their personal shit out there. Like Jay's not on Twitter with a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
He's not on Facebook with like. He doesn't do that, you know what I mean? It's like they really kind of have private shit until Lemonade came out. But, whatever. That's a different ballgame. But for the most part, a lot of, people that know how to do this shit are private with their shit, man.
No, like you said, you can control it to a certain degree
level,
of,
right.
The hot spot to go to where the fucking, like you said, I've never seen a situation where Kevin Hart was walking with his wife doing
Right.
a head down thing because 5,000 people are taking, flash
Right.
photography at the same time. That's all I see from Pete Davidson.
Right.
Is him walking out with the million fucking pictures being taken at the same time.
Right.
Because like you knew what was gonna happen. You knew where you went and you knew why you went there.
And then on top of it, it's like, it's two celebrities that are a couple. Hello. Two celebrities are a fucking couple. Yes.
And then when you break up, you expect like, all right,
Nobody say anything.
No one's saying anything.
You're a comedian. She's a fucking famous singer. Yes, people are gonna talk about you're like the fucking royalty, the prince and his princess. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
want to know what's going on in your life because you're the super couple, like Jada Pinkett and Will Smith. You know what I mean?
Like I said, Pete Davidson, he looks fucking strung out. So if anything, get on stage and be like, I don't know why they're fucking me either. You know what I mean? Like some shit like that, man. Like,
I have a big piece of deal, I think.
but to be such a bitch, just be like, if anyone talks about it, I'm going home. Like,
No,
come on,
man.
dude.
It's
That's
good,
crazy.
to get it together, man. So all those people in Bridgeport, they don't want they don't want to go to a free show.
No.
They want your head on a spit, nigga.
Yeah, because you fucked up that night when you didn't have to. Like, you could have bounced that shit back. You could have let that shit roll off your back. You could have gotten on stage and straight up immediately made fun of that dude and be like,
right.
you talk about, you can't say anything about, no, you can't say anything about him because you've never fucked them. You know,
Yeah,
whatever.
right,
like,
right.
just.
He could have made it into a whole nother ball game of like, yeah, you know, your nice little shitty club you got. I'm sorry, did I say that?
Yeah.
Anything that throw a little small jab, they keep you going. I'm sorry, but when I see a pretty dog, holy shit. So I'm in the car here, fellas, folks, and you know, when you see pretty dogs, you gotta admire a little bit. You know,
Truth.
Sorry, pit bulls, man. They are very underrated animals, man. They're very unfair shake pit bulls get.
They're misunderstood.
Yeah, man. Beautiful fucking dogs, man. And if you treat them right, man, they're fucking loyal and great dogs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just got to kind of do it the right way. You got to keep them, keep them around things and keep them around people. If you don't want them to fucking bite people, you got to kind of keep them a little bit more around people.
Well, the thing is that pit bulls are one of the most malleable dogs to where, like, if you train them to be a nice baby and very comfortable and all that stuff, then that's what they'll be. If you train them to be a fucking piece of shit and you feed them fucking 1 cup of food a day and they're constantly hungry and all that stuff, yeah, then that's, if you have them fucking running up and ripping up tires and, you know.
Right. But it's
be.
a natural thing for them, that breed to have, that lockjaw is a thing, you know what I mean? They were bred that way, they have it. But the more you exercise it, the more you're kind of giving them for them to, kind of like get that flow going,
Yeah.
But I mean, they say it's good. I remember my pit, I used to have him like, he used to like trees and shit, I used to like, he used to jump up and like grab trees, like a shorter tree, he would jump up and grab the branch and like hang on to it, and he used to love it. He'd get all into it. But I knew I had to, couldn't leave him up there too long because too long, that lock is not coming off. It's going to be harder to come off. You got to like almost fucking pry it. There was moments of me like kind of having to like wedge shit and kind of help him get it off because the more intense they go, man, it's just bred like that. But they're good dogs, man. I mean, they just have that part when they have an attack, it's pretty vicious.
Oh yeah. When it's when they defend, they go all out.
Right. But
True.
It's fucked up people. Sorry, side note. Doggies do
no
it.
doubt. So on this show, we did it last week, and one of the things that I think we're gonna start ending these episodes off with, if it makes sense to do, is man, that Florida woman
challenge.
Whatever we're gonna do, the Florida challenge, if you will, because like we said, Florida is a different universe, and it's a beautiful thing out there. So basically, what we're gonna do is the day that we record the podcast, we're gonna look that date. Florida blank that date and see what happened because there's always some wild shit that happened in Florida. So what do we have for Florida for this date?
This date, we're gonna go with the 3rd of May day.
Trace May. May Trace.
Florida man arrested after inviting police officer to smoke a bowl with him. Okay, this man is under arrest after being too welcoming, inviting toward the police in Bunnell, Florida. Arthur, Caracino, whatever. He just really wanted a pair of Flagler County Sheriff deputies to check out his homegrown cannabis plant and smoke a bowl with him. In a body camera captured in the wee hours of the morning, Caracino attempts to get the on-duty officer to join him for a puff, and almost reluctantly, the officer ended up arresting the guy for growing cannabis, which is against the law in Florida. Oh,
Killing
my
it.
God. Jesus, help this man. Invites a police officer to smoke a bowl with him. You got to smoke a bowl with me, please, he says. And please, emphasize.
Please, dude.
Please.
Dude.
Sometimes you just want to be social. Sometimes you just want to pass the bowl to, even if there's a cop, if you're a Florida man.
That's insane.
I know you're on duty. Yeah, so people in Florida, I don't know what the fuck he was smoking, but it was good enough to the point where he wanted to have the cop smoke with him.
Imagine smoking a blunt so good and you're just like, yo, we got to tell the cops about this, man.
They got to get officers. You got to get down here. You got to hit this shit, nigga. Check this shit out. I don't even know where the fuck this shit came from. This is like a 38, nigga, THC.
I am calling the cops on myself because, fuck, I'm going to need this. But, dude, it's funny, too, because there's a lot of fucking potheads that are like that where they don't understand how into it they are. You know what I mean? And there's that whole myth where it's like, no, you can't get addicted to pot. Dude, I've met some people that aren't doing anything until they smoke. And to me, listen, maybe it's not the exact definition of what addicted is, because they're saying that you can't physically get addicted to it, but
you can't function without.
I've seen some motherfuckers with pot withdrawals. You know what I mean? Where
if you
they're
get,
just
my
like,
mother's one. Shit.
Yeah.
I can't do nothing. I gotta smoke. And so it's that whole like, if you feel like you can't function without it, then you're addicted.
Yeah, man.
It's pretty simple. You know, I mean, I partake myself. I like to get right. You know what I mean? And I know for me, I know the side effects it has. I'm aware. I become more lazy. You know what I mean? I get snacky. You know what I mean? Like, these are side effects. It can really slow you down. What the fuck you want to do? You know, unless you can kind of just hit it, boom, and keep moving. You got to do that. You know what I mean? That's why I think even getting into the oils and shit like that is more of a thing to do. You know what I mean? You know, the process of smoking and all. You're putting smoke in you know?
Yeah, I like CBD oil during the day, and then I'll smoke at night to relax and / go to sleep. Like, I don't like, one of the most annoying things is a couple people that I talked to when I first got my medical marijuana card, they're just like, see, I don't even know. Indica's up.
Indica's no, I always think of indica. You got to remember, indica's in the couch. That's down.
In the couch. See, as I was thinking sativa, sit down. But okay. So they would just be like, dude, sativa in the morning, hybrid at noon, and then fucking indica. And I'm just like, no. Like, I wouldn't never want to live my life fucking high all day long. Like, that's not for me.
For me personally, I probably do, if I do, maybe twice a day. If that, I know I always do at least once. And that's usually indica is usually my lay down. You know what I mean? When I want to lay down, you know, motherfuckers, you know, you get joint pain, man. You know, like I got arthritis in my hip, man.
We're getting old, man.
Yeah, I know I do have arthritis early stage in my hip, so my shit rubs, man. I inflame a lot, you know. So indica is usually a good one, or CBD. You know, I took a little bit of that, man, and that whole movement is good, and it feels good, and the sleep is good. Because I've had times where my hip, because in the way I'm laying, you know, it's like kind of just swinging there. Like, I wake up in some fucking pain, man. Like, that shit is like, I'm waking up like somebody just stabbed me in the hip. But so I burn a little bit before I go to bed, indica, man, and I can get through the night, you know.
Yeah.
And then sometimes in the morning, if I want to, you know, create even like music-wise, because I still, you know, write music and stuff, you know, a little sativa mind stimulation, you know what I mean? Wake the mind up, get going. You know, I do that sometimes. But, you know, if you got to do it throughout the day, I mean, I have my times of hanging out, and I'm doing it throughout the day, but I've had times where I told somebody, it's like, yo, sometimes you can smoke so much, man, that you're just in a fucking fog and it's just no good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not true. It's true. Sometimes I go into a smoke party and I'm smoking, I don't know how fucking much, I'm smoking the fuck out. And I go to bed and I knew I overdid it because I wake up and I'm fucking groggy. And somebody said, that don't happen. I was like, yeah, it does, man.
Yes, it does. But that's the thing, too, where a lot of weed smokers that I've noticed, they're not self-aware. Like, they don't, dude, you can have some people that are blasted and they're like, no, dude, you're like, yo, you're lit up right now.
Let's be aware and let's know that we you know, you get fucked up off the shit, man. Though you can't say there's no side effects to it. Yes, they're not like crack, heroin side effects, no. But the side effects of that whole being down and unmotivated or lazy and hungry, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's
there's stupid side, but there's side effects that can really affect your life. You know what I mean?
And I think it's an amazing tool, because even like you said, for me, I'm good with I'm not good with smoking and not doing anything unless I'm trying to go to bed.
Right.
Like, I'm good with, man, I'll smoke and I'll run. I'll smoke and take a walk. Smoke and do anything, but like, I can't smoke and just be like, and now I'm sitting here. I can't do it.
I'm the complete opposite.
I'll smoke and go bowling.
Right, because I'm the complete opposite. It's kind of like I'm doing it like, it's like, man, how you niggas function? You niggas try to do shit for certain ones. But I think but then that's when because nowadays, that's what I do like about when you know what you're getting, like with the dispensary shit.
Yeah.
When you know what you're getting, you know what it's for. You know, it was never like that. You just get it. It was a crapshoot. You either had an upper or downer with the weed wise. And you just kind of went with the flow.
And 90% of the time, whoever gave it to you, they made up something.
Right,
you know
right. They made up a name. They threw orange pills in the bag. I got that tangerine funk.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like what? You know, but
I got a tangerine fart.
Yeah, right. So I tend to, like, you know, I can get in my zen, because that's just my person. I can get in my zen my zen mode where I could just fucking be there and kind of coast. You know what I mean? But the problem is
nasal.
The problem is when you get into that zone, knowing that that's how I am. I get in that zone. Now the shit that ain't getting done that could get done, you know, because I'm in that zen mode, you know what I mean? And it can really stop shit you should be doing or could be doing.
This goes all the way back, because we like to round it off. It goes back to the Asian thing of that discipline where, like I said, for me, I've been, you know, it's always a learning process. We learn it's best to do as like the nightcap type joint.
Right,
where,
right.
Yeah, man.
And
Definitely try to do it as like, yo.
And just like anything, moderation.
When everything's done.
Yep. And just like anything, it's moderation, man. If you're trying to, like, at some point, you're not going to keep getting more high. You know what I mean? People just feel like, you're high and you're there, but people, I got to keep going. It's like, as soon as it comes down, I got to go back up.
Yeah,
Go back up. And those are people that are spending $200 a week on weed and shit. You know what I mean?
That's the thing I'll say, too. It doesn't work on some people also.
Right.
Like, weed definitely just does
Some
not
people
work
tolerance
on some
levels
people.
are different. Hey, listen, I remember back in the day when I did ecstasy and people I did it with, and you know, it hit them before it hit me. It hit them weird. I didn't get hit the first time I did it, and I was like, no, I don't feel it. I don't know. I took the same amount as you. Tolerance level is different, man. It's like you know. Then I took 1.5 one time, or almost 2 or something, and then it really fucking. I felt it, and then I threw up, and fucking everything tightened up like a vice grip. And like, okay, this is it. This is what you guys are doing. Oh, all right, got it. Give me that water. Give me that lotion. This is great. Orange juice. You know what I mean? But it's a thing, man. You know, everything in moderation.
There's serious. What? Oh, Jesus Christ, pothead. What is the word? There's serious tolerance. With some people where like they can smoke a blunt to the face and like be like, all right, let's roll another. And you're like, whoa.
Right. And motherfuckers just do
happened?
medicate. I mean, guys. I mean, to me, when I see guys like you know, celebrities snooping, I'm like, yeah, of course. If I'm snooping, I'm probably getting high all the fucking time too. You know what I mean? Like. Because who gives a shit? The motherfucker's rich. You know what I mean? At that point, you know what I mean? The money, all he got to do is show up, and everybody, and you know, Snoop made it really, like, he was like one of the celebrities that made it. I mean, a lot of the ones did, you know, you got your Willie Nelsons that made it like a thing and be acceptable, but Snoop is like that pioneer. Like, wherever he goes, he smokes. Like, I always respected him for that. Like, even when he went to, like, Martha Stewart's show, I mean, they had a show together, or they go to The View. Oh, he's smoking somewhere. Yep. And he's going to smell like it, and he's going to come out like a fucking pound, because that's who he is, and that's what he does, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, damn, Snoop, you just smell like a pound always. Now get used to it. Next.
So what we're saying is don't try to get the fucking police to smoke weed with you. That's all we're saying here.
That was the Florida man's ordeal. Don't be a dumbass nigga.
All your life.
All your life. Get your shit together. And put your money on a horse, because the Kentucky Derby's going on today. This Saturday, May 4th, the Kentucky Derby. So when you guys see this, you either be rich or broke. Yeah, Kentucky Derby's the 145th.
Whoa.
The 145th fucking 145th Kentucky Derby.
Wow.
I don't know any names of the horses, but I always like those.
They always have goofy ass names,
cool
right?
little ass names and shit. And I guess there's odds to it, you know. What horses? It goes by the horse, how good that horse is, I guess, fast, and more so people are betting on the jockey, how good he rides. You know what I mean? You got to go with the little guy. You know, these guys are all like fucking 5 feet and under.
And I believe it was Genuine that said, jump on it. Do it.
Saddle is waiting.
Ride it. That pony.
So, yeah, big money, man, go out there. Like you said before, a lot of hats come out.
A lot of goofy-ass hats will come out.
A lot of guys, fedoras and straw hats and, you know.
Women with the hat where it's like, ain't nobody behind me going to see today.
Right.
They hop on some like
big Florida, Georgia peach line hat, man. Just fucking huge sun hat. And the nigga behind you is just like, I just got to listen because I can't see what horse is winning.
I'm going to listen to this horse race. That's
that I'm watching. I'm here, but I have to listen to it because this fucking lady with her sombrero on is killing the game. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But, you know, people put big money, man. Hundreds of thousands. And I try to...
It's definitely like a rich... people's thing.
Yeah, I mean, but you can go cheap. I mean, you can go to the teletrack and put like. I try to check it out before, but it's too many variables. There's a lot of different variables when gambling with it, and you got to do like the win place show, which is first, second, third, and then you know there's like certain ways that you pick your trifecta, and you know there's a lot of shit to learn there. How the odds come out, or if your horse comes. If you pick the right 3 horses, but it's just scrambled up how they come, it's like boxing numbers. You know? You still win, but you get this much. It's just learning it if you want to know it. You know what I mean? But
true.
It's just a lot of money.
It's just everything, man.
It's just everything.
It's just everything, man.
So go out there and get your gamble on.
Yeah,
man.
and let us know if by chance you gambled on it, man. Hit us up on this hotline. Let us know how much you won or how much you lost. 203-594-6977. Now on this hotline, you can call us or you can text us. You know, hit us up and let us know what the fuck is up.
Listen, we're not gonna pick up the phone. Just leave a message though.
Yeah,
leave a message. We're gonna get your message across to the world.
Yep. And if you want to play it, we'll play it. And if not, we'll just respond to it.
If you want to know why the fuck hockey ain't getting no love, then tell us, man. You let us know. The ratings are terrible. They try to balance with basketball playoffs at the same time. It never works for hockey, man. They need to have a different look at this shit. Woo. They need to have a different bracket as far as, when they have their playoffs, man. It happens at the same time as basketball, and basketball is just more popular in this country.
You got to stagger.
It's higher
Stagger
ratings,
league.
man. You know what I mean? People that want to watch basketball over hockey.
True.
It's a thing. And right now you got the Celtics. So you're down to 8 teams right now. Let me break it down real quick. The Celtics and the Bucks.
Sell Buck.
The Bucks are busting ass. They're up 2-1.
They got that one dude with the long ass name.
Yes, Adetokounmpo.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's the Greek freak, cuz. Shout out to the black Greeks he representing for us. But he's actually just a black guy from Africa that moved to Greece. And he lived and born and raised in Greece. So he has a Greek accent. He speaks fluent Greek.
Nice.
So, but he's originally from Africa.
Bars.
My father is African American, and my mother is Greek. That's how I'm black Greek. But he is a lengthy dude, man. He's gonna be a fucking superstar in this league, man. If you watch this guy play, he has a very long stride. Pause. When he takes
His
the floor,
gait is amazing.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Well, he does that Euro step. Euro step is that thing where they're going one direction. He takes his one step going this direction, and then he jumps the other way with the other step and goes like around people, and then does some more like body twists. Not everybody can do that because you're changing direction in a fucking dime. You know what I mean?
They take advantage of that 2 steps before you
right.
get called for
It's
traveling.
like because you got the guy going the way you're going with that one step, and now you take it back the other way with the other step, and now he's fucking twisting, turning. He's gonna either follow you or you're gonna make the bucket. But so you got the Bucks and Celtics, then you got the Raptors of Toronto with Drake going crazy, and the Philadelphia 76ers. So those are your East teams. Like you look at that now, it's like, man, those are the teams? Like the Bucks are the strong.
Yeah, it's like those are the teams that are going to play Golden State?
Right. The Milwaukee Bucks had the best actually record in the league.
Dude, have the Bucks
year.
ever won?
No.
Wow.
If they did, it was way back when. I don't think so.
Yeah.
They might have won a championship before the NBA Finals kind of deal.
Right,
you know what I mean? But no, the Bucks never won, so that'd be interesting because they got a real strong chance.
I'm rooting for them then
because he's a really they're like the underdogs and like he's gonna be a fucking star, man. That guy's a stud, man. He's out there. He fucking puts in work. So then you got the East is looking just silly. So you go to the West because that's probably where it's gonna come out of more than likely. You got the the West side. You got the Rockets are going against the Warriors, which is the thrill. I think to me like that's the series that is probably going to be the winner to me.
Yeah.
Whoever wins that series should take the whole thing. Unless you have that, once in a while shit happens. So between those two teams, and then you have the Portland Trailblazers and the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets are another team that was like one of the best teams in the West this year, which is like, what? The Denver Nuggets were.
Remember Carmelo?
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck? So between those teams, that's where it's coming out of, man. You know what I mean? So most likely it's going to be Golden State versus a team from the East. But it's interesting though because Steph Curry came into the series with a sprained ankle and he got a fucked up hand, and Klay Thompson is wobbled too. So what's KD is putting up 30-40 points a night.
Yeah, KD's been losing his mind,
and that's what happens when you have 3 superstars on your team.
Yep.
2 go down, you still got another motherfucker that's going to carry you.
Yeah,
that's why
that was like when LeBron was in the finals and like one of his dudes gets hurt and they're like, well, we're just done now.
Right.
Like, like,
can you imagine any team with LeBron, like LeBron on any of those finals teams, like LeBron goes down, no, we still got a chance. We got other guys. You sure about that? Are you sure, nigga?
That's not how it goes.
So, playoffs are going on. This is a very lengthy process, so you'll stick in there, guys. There'll be the Golden State to get the ring again.
I'm looking, man. Like I said, I'm cheering for the Bucks because, and then it's anybody but Golden State, because I just like some switch it up, man. I can't deal with
the dynasty thing.
And
is
I hate Draymond Green.
Right, the dynasty things are only for those that are if a guy was a Golden State fan since a kid
before the logo change,
and they were like Golden State fans, Chris Mullin times and Weber, and way before that shit where they were like way the fuck back in the 70s and 80s, and because you were a California guy and that was your local team and you were like
exactly,
you just love the team or you love players on it. And you're going to ride that higher than anybody. Yeah, because if it's a team I root for and they're just like a fucking dynasty and they can't be stopped, it's like I'm a UConn Huskies fan.
Mm-hmm.
You think I
we're from Connecticut.
Right, Gino Auriemma was like, hell yeah, we the best. So when we talk college basketball, people from another state, like, you want to talk college ball? You want to talk about them ladies down in UConn? What you want to do? You know about us.
No, I don't know anybody on the team. All I know is that they win.
Right. All I know is there's a Connecticut in there, and that's where I'm from.
Exactly.
So they rep me, nigga.
True.
No, Episode 72, niggas. You better
Episode
register that.
72. We appreciate you for joining us. Like we said, hit this hotline, 203-594-6977. If you're watching on the YouTube, click down below. Plenty of stuff. If you're listening on anything else, man, in the description, we got plenty of offers, plenty of sponsorships there, all that stuff. Once again, gbiclothing.com. Pick up a t-shirt, whatever. Give us some support that way if you choose to. If not,
Windmill cancer survivors. We got
Windmill
shirts for y'all.
cancer survivors, dog.
Shirts for y'all.
You know, tell a friend to tell a friend about it. Be like, there's this black guy, there's this white guy, and they talk. It's crazy.
It's a patch. Gourd Wars. Hashtag Gourd Wars. Spread that love, man. I am the nigga with the white poofy top, marshmallow toasted nigga, young pastry motherfuckers.
Lil Mattress, LILMATTRESS. Still shocked that women have dicks.
Because at the end of the day,
It's the beginning of the night.
they still have dicks. You motherfuckers keep
They
it
still
real.
got dicks in the morning.
Swing.